My dear friends, living with diabetes can often feel like carrying a quiet burden, one that whispers doubts every time we sit down to eat. I know the worry. Will this raise my sugar? Will it hurt my heart? But here's the truth. Food can be your greatest ally, not your enemy. With the right choices, every meal becomes a step toward more energy, steadier sugar, and a longer, healthier life. Today, I want to share with you 3 of the very best foods that can truly make a difference for diabetics, especially after 50. Leafy green vegetables are among the most valuable foods for people living with diabetes, especially for those over the age of 50. Spinach, kale, collard greens, and similar vegetables provide a unique combination of being very low in calories and carbohydrates, while being rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. For someone managing blood sugar levels, this makes them one of the safest and most effective choices to place on the plate. The carbohydrates in leafy greens are mostly in the form of fiber, which does not raise blood sugar in the same way that starchy foods do. This allows meals containing these vegetables to provide nourishment without causing harmful spikes in glucose, a benefit that becomes increasingly important with age. Doctors often point out that fiber is the unsung hero for people with diabetes. In leafy greens, the fiber not only slows digestion, giving a steady release of glucose into the bloodstream, but it also promotes feelings of fullness. For seniors who may struggle with weight management, that sense of satisfaction after a meal can prevent overeating and help maintain a healthier body weight. Research has shown that even moderate increases in dietary fiber from vegetables like kale or spinach can improve long-term blood sugar control, measured through hemoglobin A1C levels. This is why many healthcare professionals encourage their patients with diabetes to fill half their plates with vegetables, with leafy greens being a priority. Another important benefit is the concentration of micronutrients in these vegetables. Spinach and kale, for example, are excellent sources of magnesium, a mineral that plays a role in insulin sensitivity. Some studies have observed that people with diabetes often have lower magnesium levels, and that diets rich in magnesium can improve glucose control. Leafy greens also contain potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. Since diabetes and high blood pressure often occur together in older adults, this dual benefit makes leafy greens especially protective. A diet high in potassium-rich vegetables can reduce the strain on the heart and blood vessels, lowering the risk of complications such as stroke or heart attack. Vitamin K, found abundantly in dark leafy greens, is also worth mentioning. It supports bone strength, which becomes increasingly vital after 50 when bone density naturally declines. Some evidence suggests that vitamin K also has protective effects on blood vessels, reducing calcification that can contribute to heart disease. For people managing diabetes where cardiovascular risks are higher, the addition of vitamin K-rich foods may offer another layer of defense. Even modest amounts of greens like collards or Swiss chard can provide well above the daily requirement, making them an efficient source of this essential nutrient. The antioxidant content of leafy greens is equally significant. Lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-carotene are examples of compounds present in vegetables like spinach and kale. These antioxidants protect the eyes, an area of concern for many people living with diabetes. Diabetic retinopathy, a condition where high blood sugar damages blood vessels in the eyes, is one of the leading causes of vision loss in older adults. Antioxidants from leafy greens can help reduce oxidative stress in the eyes and support overall eye health. Some studies suggest that diets rich in lutein and zeaxanthin lower the risk of macular degeneration, another age-related eye condition. Including a variety of leafy greens on a regular basis is a natural way to strengthen this important line of defense. In addition to supporting the eyes, the antioxidants in leafy greens combat inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is known to worsen insulin resistance and contribute to complications of diabetes. Doctors often explain that a diet high in anti-inflammatory foods can help slow the progression of diabetes and reduce the risk of heart disease, kidney disease, and nerve problems. Leafy greens are a simple, everyday way to introduce these anti-inflammatory benefits. Making them more than just a side dish, they become a central tool for long-term health. Another unique quality of leafy greens is their effect on digestion and gut health. The fibers in vegetables such as kale and collards act as prebiotics, feeding the beneficial bacteria in the gut. A healthier gut microbiome has been linked to improved blood sugar control and reduced inflammation. As people age, digestive health can become more delicate, and the natural prebiotic effect of leafy greens can help maintain balance and regularity. Some research indicates that a strong and diverse gut microbiome may even improve how the body responds to insulin, a particularly valuable advantage for those living with type 2 diabetes. Doctors also remind patients that leafy greens are among the lowest calorie foods available. A large serving of spinach, for example, may provide fewer than 30 calories while delivering significant amounts of vitamins and minerals. This means that seniors with diabetes can enjoy generous portions without fear of weight gain or blood sugar spikes. Preparing large salads, greens, or soups enriched with leafy vegetables allows for meals that are both satisfying and health-supporting. Because the energy density is so low, one can eat more volume while keeping overall calorie intake in check, a principle that helps many older adults manage weight over time. It is also important to highlight the versatility of leafy greens. They can be eaten raw in salads, gently steamed, with garlic and olive oil, or added to soups and stews. Some doctors encourage cooking methods that preserve the most nutrients, such as light steaming rather than boiling, which can leach water-soluble vitamins into cooking water. For those with sensitive digestion, lightly cooking spinach or kale can make them easier to tolerate while still providing abundant nutrients. Blending greens into smoothies is another gentle way to increase intake without altering flavor dramatically, particularly when combined with fruits like berries. A common concern among seniors is the potential interaction between leafy greens and certain medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin. Because these vegetables are high in vitamin K, sudden changes in intake can interfere with how the medication works. Doctors typically advise patients to keep their intake of vitamin K consistent rather than avoiding greens entirely. This allows individuals to enjoy the benefits of leafy vegetables while maintaining safe and stable medication levels. Anyone on such medication should discuss with their healthcare provider the best way to incorporate leafy greens safely. The affordability and accessibility of leafy greens also make them a practical choice. While some health-promoting foods can be costly or hard to find, spinach, kale, and collard greens are widely available in grocery stores and markets. They can be purchased fresh, frozen, or even canned. Although frozen options tend to retain more nutrients compared to canned varieties. Frozen spinach or kale, for example, can be stored for months and added easily to meals, ensuring a steady supply without waste. This convenience helps seniors maintain a consistent intake even when fresh produce is not available. Research continues to support the role of leafy greens in diabetes management. A large study published in the British Medical Journal found that higher consumption of green, leafy vegetables was associated with a significantly reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Other studies have shown that daily servings improve insulin sensitivity and lower fasting blood sugar. These findings reinforce what many healthcare professionals have observed in practice, that leafy greens are among the most reliable and beneficial foods for people living with diabetes, particularly those in older age groups where complications become more likely. The impact of leafy greens extends beyond physical health to overall well-being. Seniors often report feeling more energetic and lighter when meals emphasize vegetables instead of heavier, starchy foods. The steady release of glucose from fiber-rich greens prevents the energy crashes that can follow processed meals. This sustained energy supports daily activities, mental clarity, and even mood, making it easier to stay active and engaged. For older adults managing multiple health concerns, this improved vitality can make a meaningful difference in quality of life. Even with all these benefits, many seniors eat fewer vegetables than recommended. Barriers may include dental challenges, lack of cooking confidence, or habits formed over decades of different eating patterns. Simple solutions such as finely chopping greens, incorporating them into familiar dishes, or using pre-washed bags of spinach can remove these obstacles. Dietitians often encourage starting with small, regular servings and gradually increasing intake. Over time, taste buds adjust and leafy greens become a natural and enjoyable part of meals. Some people may worry about the taste of stronger greens, like kale or collards. Cooking methods can make a difference here as well. Pairing them with a squeeze of lemon, a drizzle of olive oil, or aromatic spices can soften flavors while adding additional health benefits. Combining bitter greens with sweet vegetables, such as carrots or onions, can create balance in a dish. For those sensitive to texture, blending greens into sauces or soups provides the nutrients without the chewiness that some find challenging. Leafy green vegetables stand out as a food group that aligns with nearly every goal in diabetes management. Better blood sugar control, improved heart health, stronger bones, sharper eyesight, and more stable energy. Their nutrient density is unmatched, offering maximum benefits with minimal calories and carbohydrates. For people over 50, where the risk of complications rises and the body's resilience naturally declines, these qualities make leafy greens a powerful ally. Doctors and nutrition experts consistently emphasize that the best approach is not occasional consumption, but regular, daily inclusion of leafy greens. Making them a habit ensures that their protective effects accumulate over time. Even a single serving each day can create meaningful improvements in blood sugar, stability, and cardiovascular health. As part of a balanced diet, they are not just a side dish, but a foundation of nourishment that supports healthier, longer, and more active years. Fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring are among the most beneficial foods for people managing diabetes, especially those over the age of 50. These fish are uniquely valuable because they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, a type of healthy fat that the body cannot produce on its own. Omega-3 South are well known for their ability to reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and support the brain, all of which are areas of concern for older adults with diabetes. Regular consumption of fatty fish offers a natural and effective way to improve long-term health outcomes, while still enjoying flavorful meals. Inflammation is one of the hidden challenges of diabetes. Chronic high blood sugar often leads to inflammation in blood vessels and tissues, which increases the risk of complications such as heart disease, kidney problems, and nerve damage. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, are proven to counteract this process. Studies have shown that people who eat fatty fish regularly tend to have lower levels of inflammatory markers in their blood. Doctors often point out that even 2 servings per week can reduce inflammation significantly, making fish a cornerstone of a diabetes-friendly diet. Heart health is another critical reason why fatty fish is so important for older adults with diabetes. Cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of illness and death in people with diabetes, and the risk rises after 50. Omega-3 fatty acids help by lowering triglycerides, a type of fat in the blood that contributes to heart disease when levels are too high. They also improve the function of blood vessels, reducing stiffness and promoting better circulation. Some doctors note that eating fatty fish is associated with a reduced risk of heart attacks and strokes, benefits that are especially valuable for seniors. Another benefit of omega-3 South is their effect on insulin sensitivity. Insulin resistance is a major feature of type 2 diabetes, where the body does not respond properly to insulin. Some studies suggest that omega-3 fatty acids may improve how the body uses insulin, leading to steadier blood sugar levels. While the effect may not be as dramatic as medication, it still provides an important dietary advantage. Doctors often highlight that every small improvement in insulin sensitivity can help reduce long-term complications and make diabetes management easier. Fatty fish also provides high-quality protein, which is crucial for older adults. After 50, muscle mass naturally declines, a process known as sarcopenia. For people with diabetes, maintaining muscle is particularly important because muscles help regulate blood sugar by storing and using glucose. Protein from fish is not only easy to digest, but also comes with far less saturated fat compared to red meats. This makes it a heart-friendly source of nourishment that supports both blood sugar control and overall strength. The brain protective effects of fatty fish are another reason why it is strongly recommended for older adults. Cognitive decline and memory issues become more common with age, and diabetes further increases the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, are a structural component of the brain and are critical for maintaining memory and learning. Research has found that people who consume fatty fish regularly tend to perform better on memory tests and may have a lower risk of developing age-related cognitive decline. Doctors often encourage patients over 50 to include fatty fish in their diets as a protective measure for long-term brain health. Joint stiffness and arthritis are frequent concerns among seniors, and diabetes can make these issues worse by increasing inflammation in joints. Omega-3 fatty acids have natural anti-inflammatory effects that can ease joint discomfort and improve mobility. Some studies suggest that people with arthritis who consume more fatty fish report less pain and stiffness. For older adults with diabetes, where joint health directly affects the ability to stay active and independent, this benefit is particularly meaningful. Vitamin D is another nutrient found in fatty fish that deserves attention. Many older adults are deficient in vitamin D, which plays a role in bone strength, immunity, and blood sugar regulation. Salmon and mackerel are among the richest natural sources of this vitamin. For seniors with diabetes, adequate vitamin D is especially important because it supports bone health, reduces the risk of falls, and may even help improve insulin sensitivity. Doctors often remind patients that while supplements can be useful, getting vitamin D from natural food sources like fatty fish provides additional benefits through the combination of nutrients present. The presence of selenium in fatty fish adds another layer of protection. Selenium is a mineral that supports the immune system and helps regulate thyroid function, which can influence metabolism and energy. For people with diabetes, where immune function may be weakened and metabolism is already challenged, selenium offers valuable support. Sardines, for instance, are particularly high in selenium, making them an affordable and nutrient-rich option. Affordability and accessibility can sometimes be a concern with fatty fish, but there are practical solutions. While wild-caught salmon may be expensive, other options, such as sardines, herring, or mackerel, are more budget-friendly while still offering high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Canned versions, when packed in water or olive oil rather than heavy sauces, provide a convenient and economical way to include fatty fish in meals. Doctors often emphasize that it is not necessary to rely solely on expensive varieties. What matters is regular consumption of any fatty fish that fits within one's budget. Preparation methods also play an important role in keeping fatty fish healthy for people with diabetes. Baking, steaming, or grilling fish preserves its nutrients without adding unnecessary fats. Deep frying, on the other hand, can introduce unhealthy oils that negate many of the benefits. Some doctors suggest using simple seasonings, such as herbs, lemon, or olive oil, to bring out the natural flavors without relying on heavy sauces or breading. This approach keeps meals heart-friendly while still enjoyable. Mercury content is a concern sometimes raised with fish consumption. Larger fish, such as king mackerel and certain types of tuna, may contain higher mercury levels, which can be harmful, especially for older adults. However, salmon, sardines, and smaller mackerel are considered low in mercury and safe for regular consumption. Health organizations consistently recommend these low-mercury fish as the best choices for people of all ages, including seniors with diabetes. Research consistently reinforces the benefits of fatty fish for diabetes management. A study published in the journal Diabetes Care found that individuals who consumed more omega-3-rich fish had a lower risk of developing complications related to the disease. Other studies have confirmed improvements in cholesterol levels. reduced inflammation, and better cardiovascular outcomes among regular fish eaters. These findings explain why medical guidelines often recommend fatty fish as part of a balanced diet for people with diabetes. The sensory appeal of fatty fish should not be overlooked either. The rich texture and satisfying flavor make it easier for many people to enjoy compared to plain vegetables or other health foods. For older adults who may struggle with appetite changes or reduced taste sensitivity, flavorful fish can make meals more inviting. This is important because consistent enjoyment of food supports better adherence to healthy eating patterns over time. Incorporating fatty fish into meals does not need to be complicated. Simple options such as baked salmon with lemon, grilled sardines, or a mackerel salad can easily fit into weekly routines. Even canned salmon mixed with vegetables can create a nourishing dish without requiring elaborate preparation. Doctors often remind patients that the best results come not from occasional indulgence, but from consistent, moderate intake. 2 to 3 servings per week is often cited as an ideal balance. For older adults living with diabetes, fatty fish represents more than just a source of nourishment. It is a food that directly addresses the most pressing health challenges: blood sugar stability, heart protection, brain preservation, and joint comfort. By making fatty fish a regular part of meals, seniors can enjoy a practical and evidence-based way to strengthen their health. Every bite of salmon, sardine, or mackerel delivers a unique package of nutrients that work together to protect the body against the complications of diabetes. Doctors, dietitians, and researchers consistently highlight fatty fish as one of the top foods for long-term well-being. It is not only safe, but deeply supportive of the very systems most vulnerable to age and diabetes. For people over 50 seeking foods that truly matter, fatty fish stands out as one of the wisest choices. Legumes, such as beans, lentils, and chickpeas, are among the most beneficial foods for people living with diabetes, especially those over the age of 50. These foods are naturally rich in fiber and protein while being low in fat, a combination that makes them exceptionally supportive of steady blood sugar control. Unlike refined carbohydrates that digest quickly and cause sudden spikes, legumes release their energy slowly, providing a stable and balanced effect on glucose levels. This steady release is particularly important for older adults, where sharp fluctuations in blood sugar can lead to fatigue, dizziness, or long-term complications. One of the most important qualities of legumes is their fiber content. Fiber plays a central role in how the body processes carbohydrates, and legumes are among the richest sources available. The soluble fiber in beans and lentils slows digestion, preventing glucose from entering the bloodstream too quickly. This means that after a meal containing legumes, blood sugar rises more gradually and remains more stable. Doctors often point to this effect as a natural way to avoid dangerous spikes and crashes that can exhaust the body over time. A diet consistently high in fiber has also been shown to improve A1C levels, a key marker of long-term diabetes control. Legumes also provide plant-based protein, which is particularly valuable for seniors. After 50, maintaining muscle mass becomes more difficult, and muscle is essential for regulating blood sugar because it uses glucose for energy. The protein in lentils, beans, and chickpeas supports muscle preservation without the drawbacks of high saturated fat often found in animal proteins. This makes legumes a heart-healthy alternative to red meats, while still offering the nourishment needed for strength and vitality. Doctors frequently recommend legumes as a safe, balanced source of protein for people managing both diabetes and cardiovascular risk. Another advantage of legumes is their ability to improve cholesterol profiles. People with diabetes are often at higher risk of high LDL cholesterol, which contributes to heart disease. Studies have shown that eating legumes regularly can lower LDL cholesterol, while raising beneficial HDL cholesterol. The soluble fiber in beans binds to cholesterol in the digestive tract, helping the body excrete it instead of absorbing it. This effect, combined with the absence of cholesterol in plant foods, makes legumes one of the best dietary tools for supporting heart health in people with diabetes. The impact of legumes on weight management is also significant. Because they are filling and slow digesting, legumes help reduce hunger and prevent overeating. This is crucial for seniors, as even modest weight loss can improve blood sugar control and reduce the need for medication. Doctors often highlight that legumes create a lasting sense of fullness that makes it easier to avoid unhealthy snacks or excessive portions. Regular inclusion of lentils, beans, or chickpeas can help older adults maintain a healthier weight while still feeling satisfied after meals. Legumes also provide important micronutrients that support overall health in people with diabetes. Magnesium, found in abundance in beans and lentils, plays a role in insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, a common concern in older adults with diabetes. Iron supports energy levels and prevents anemia, which can be more common with age. Folate, another nutrient present in legumes, is essential for cell repair and heart health. Together, these vitamins and minerals make legumes more than just a source of carbohydrate or protein. They are nutrient-dense foods that strengthen multiple systems in the body. The affordability and accessibility of legumes are additional reasons why they are so highly recommended. Unlike some specialty health foods, beans, lentils, and chickpeas are inexpensive and widely available in both fresh and dried forms. Canned varieties are convenient and can be stored for long periods, making them easy to include in daily meals. Doctors and dietitians often note that one of the strengths of legumes is that they provide exceptional nutrition at a very low cost, allowing people to care for their health without straining their budget. Practical research confirms the benefits of legumes for diabetes management. A study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that individuals with type 2 diabetes who added legumes to their daily diet experienced better blood sugar control and lower blood pressure compared to those who ate more whole grains. Another study observed that people who ate legumes at least 3 times per week had a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes in the first place. These findings underline the consistent message from medical professionals. Legumes are a safe and powerful food choice for improving outcomes in diabetes. Another reason legumes are so valuable is their versatility in meals. Lentils cook quickly and can be used in soups, stews, or salads. Chickpeas can be added to curries, roasted for snacks, or blended into hummus. Beans of all kinds, whether black, kidney, or pinto, can be incorporated into casseroles, chili, or side dishes. Because they absorb flavors easily, legumes adapt well to many styles of cooking, making it easier for seniors to include them regularly without becoming bored. Doctors often encourage experimenting with different varieties to ensure a broad range of nutrients and flavors. Some people may worry about digestive discomfort when eating beans or lentils. The fiber and certain natural compounds in legumes can cause bloating or gas for those who are not used to them. Doctors generally suggest starting with small portions and gradually increasing intake to allow the digestive system to adjust. Soaking dried beans thoroughly before cooking or choosing lentils, which are easier to digest, can also help minimize discomfort. Over time, most people adapt well, and the digestive system benefits from the added fiber. Legumes also contribute to gut health by feeding beneficial bacteria in the intestines. This process, called fermentation, produces short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. A healthier gut microbiome has been linked to better blood sugar control and overall immune function. For seniors with diabetes, where inflammation and immunity are critical concerns, this added benefit makes legumes even more important. Nutritionists often point out that building a healthier gut through fiber-rich foods is one of the simplest ways to strengthen resilience against chronic disease. The plant compounds in legumes also provide protective effects beyond basic nutrition. Isoflavones in soybeans, for example, act as antioxidants and may reduce the risk of heart disease and certain cancers. Other phytochemicals in beans have been shown to reduce oxidative stress, which is elevated in people with diabetes and contributes to complications such as nerve damage or kidney disease. Regularly eating legumes provides these protective compounds in natural, balanced amounts that support long-term health. Seniors may also appreciate that legumes are easy to prepare in large batches and store for later use. A pot of lentil soup or a bean salad can provide several meals, reducing the need for constant cooking. This practicality can be especially helpful for those managing fatigue, mobility issues, or limited time for meal preparation. Canned beans, when rinsed to reduce sodium, offer an even quicker option without sacrificing nutritional value. Doctors and dietitians frequently recommend keeping legumes on hand as a reliable staple for quick, healthy meals. Cultural traditions around the world have long valued legumes as staple foods, and modern research continues to support their wisdom. Diets that include beans and lentils, such as the Mediterranean and certain Asian dietary patterns, are associated with lower rates of diabetes and heart disease. These traditions demonstrate that legumes are not only effective but sustainable as part of a long-term way of eating. For seniors looking for foods that are both familiar and evidence-based, legumes fit naturally into meals across many cuisines. For people with diabetes, the role of legumes goes beyond blood sugar control. They contribute to a healthier heart, stronger muscles, steadier energy, and improved digestion. Doctors consistently highlight them as one of the most well-rounded food groups for those over 50. By combining affordability, versatility, and powerful health effects, legumes stand out as an essential part of any diabetes-friendly diet. Every serving of beans, lentils, or chickpeas delivers a package of nutrients that works together to protect the body from the challenges of both aging and diabetes. Whether enjoyed in a hearty stew, a simple salad, or a comforting soup, legumes provide strength, stability, and nourishment that lasts long after the meal is finished. Regular inclusion of these foods is a practical and proven way to promote healthier years and reduce the risks associated with diabetes. Before we dive in, I'd love to invite you to join this little community of care. If you find comfort or guidance here, please subscribe, give this video a kind like, and share your own thoughts in the comments. Together, we can support healthier, happier years ahead.